Hey everybody, today I am going to continue talking to you about different investment strategies that I often see investors using. Before I talked about house hacking and how that works, and then before I talked about fix and flip, okay, and how fix and flip works. Today I want to share with you BRRRR strategy. Now the BRRRR strategy is pretty popular. If you have watched anything related to BiggerPockets at all, you will hear them talk about BRRRR. But let's talk about that today. But first, do me a favor, connect with me, stay tuned, subscribe to my channel, and also hit the bell icon so that you can get notifications when I'm gonna be putting out more videos. You know, as an appraiser, I see all kinds of crazy stuff in real estate, and you know, some of it's good, some of it's bad, but it is very exciting, and often, you know, it kind of stirs my curiosity, and I just want to share my adventures and my knowledge and insight with you. So make sure you subscribe. Let's talk about BRRRR. Now, what is BRRRR? BRRRR is just a long, weird acronym that stands for buying, renovating, renting, and then refinancing, and then the final R is repeat. Okay, so that's buy, renovate, rent, refinance, and then repeat. So first, you're going to buy a property that needs to be fixed up. Okay, now you might get lucky and come upon a property that doesn't need as much renovation. But the idea is you want to buy something that needs to be renovated, okay? So then you will do the renovation of that property. Now, the goal here is to increase the value of the property. So that means you got to pay attention to what's going on in that market area. Next, once you get it renovated and you're signed off, you're good to go, you can rent it out. You want the rent to cover the new mortgage that you're going to have. Okay, now I said new mortgage. What am I talking about? Well, you're going to go back to your lender or go to a new lender that maybe they're familiar with what you've done, and you're going to refinance into a new 30-year mortgage. Now, this is ideal, or I guess it could be a 15-year mortgage, but most of the time I see investors use a 30-year mortgage. The idea is that your rent will then cover that new mortgage. And you do want to make some sort of profit a little bit off of that. Of course, then you want to repeat the process. You want to do this over and over and over. It allows you to get into a property with very little capital and to build your real estate portfolio. Where are some of the mistakes that investors, I see them make? Well, it's pretty similar to fix and flip. You got to pay attention to your ARV. Your ARV is your after repair value or your after renovation value. What you're going to be doing is fixing up this property, but you want to know what is realistic in terms of the value of that home. And the mistake that I see investors make is that they try to shoot way too high. Most of the time, that happens because they have chosen comps that really are not in that neighborhood. Now, they might think that they are similar comps, but maybe they're too far. They're in really different market areas, different neighborhoods. They have a median value range, and they're trying to say, well, this comp should be good, or should be, this property is comparable to my property, so I should be able to get that much. Well, you got to pay attention, because when you go to refinance, they're going to get another appraisal done. And that appraiser, you never know how they're going to see things. You want to make sure that most appraisers would be able to see the same value that you would see. Now, as an appraiser myself, I'm often informed that, okay, this is what the person did, this is how much they spent, and they bought this house for this much. So I have a general idea of what scenario has happened. Now, I'm not trying to hit a number per se, but I do understand that they just bought this house 3, 4, maybe 6 months ago, and there is a reason or an explanation as to why it should be worth more. But what will often happen, again, is you have to be careful, because I may see a value, yeah, it's definitely worth more, but it may not be worth this much more. Okay, and that's where I see the mistake being made. So you just want to be careful with that. I'm trying to think if there's any other mistakes that I often see when it comes to BRRRR investing. Oh, I know there is one. Often investors will think that they should get all of their money back. Now, the good thing about BRRRR investing is that you will get a significant amount of your money back so that you can repurpose it and buy more properties. But just because you don't get all of it back or even bring out some profit does not make that a failure. It's just a great way to buy property with leaving just a little bit of cash into that property and generate an income stream for you. And of course, that income stream is going to build over time because rents always tend to go higher over time. In 5-10 years, your rent is going to be significantly higher than what it is when you initially start that process. So BRRRR investors, I've seen guys that have started out with 1-2 properties, and within 2 or 3 years, they've had 10, 20, even more properties under their belt and are off to the races. So it is a great strategy. Now, next, I want to talk to you about which one is the best. Which one do I find has the most success? House hacking, fix and flip, or BRRRR? You'll find out, but you gotta stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe, and I will talk to you the next time. Have a good day.